Okay, people, how's it going? Quancredible here, and today I'm going to be bringing you the review on Black Clover Chapter 206. Now, this chapter, I don't know if it was just me, but this chapter felt short. It felt like it just went really fast. But yeah, nothing too crazy here. We're back into the main storyline after the 2 chapters of flashback, which wasn't that bad, honestly. Alright, so like I was saying, the chapter starts us off in the present with Yami and Charlotte. He's currently protecting them from that devil blob thing or whatever. And at first I was like, how is he even doing this since this thing is supposed to absorb all magic on contact? I was like, this doesn't make any sense. But then I remember that Yami's magic for some reason works on the devil, which means it probably has some kind of weird interaction with this stuff also. That would be the only explanation for why this stuff just hasn't absorbed his magic barrier and I guess just killed them both. But anyway, inside of there, basically she's just healing up Yami. I also thought this was kind of funny just because I know like if Charlotte is actually on the inside watching this or experiencing this also on the inside, she's probably freaking out. And that makes me laugh a lot on the inside. Or but anyway, back to the main chamber where everybody has finally gotten together. Lich, Partry, Asta, the first Wizard King, freaking Cersei, all of them. Asta's freaking out over the fact that it's the first Wizard King is right in front of him, Lumiere. He's freaking out. Is telling him that he needs to calm down, but this small part is why I don't understand why people say Yuno's character is boring. You see, like his heart is beating really hard, so he's really excited too. And even after that, Asta just he also notes that Cersei or Nero looks extremely familiar or seems familiar. After that, Nero or Cersei, however you want to refer to her, and Lumiere go to Lich, and she remembers that before her magic could only open and close things, and that was the extent of her sealing magic. But since hanging around with Lumiere, exploring the limits of her magic, she can open and seal even more things, do things even better. So she more or less just releases the seal that was on Lich, because I'm assuming he was messed up after he turned into a demon, or he was. They even say it was a lot from the after effects of the forbidden magic. And then we finally get Lich back, like his actual like mind and soul back into this artificial body, and then he's able to tell Lumiere thank you for stopping him back then, and they have a little moment. It's actually pretty nice, not even gonna lie. But then the devil he just starts laughing like, yeah, now I get to totally kill both of you. And then probably like one of my top favorite moments of this chapter happened afterwards, where they just completely ignore him. Like they just 100% ignored him, back 100% turned to him. They did literally not pay attention to anything he said. Like he was like, "Great, now I get to kill both of you." They're just like, "Ignore." But anyway, Lich finally gets a chance to actually talk to Partry, and he says, I saw everything that you did. I mean, I realized that you may have messed up. You realize you may have messed up, but it's okay in the end, I guess. That's pretty cool. He still forgives him in the end, telling him he did well, all that. He has a good cry, cries it out. You know it's a good cry because he has snot. Snot makes good anime cries, in my opinion. But then after that, we finally get, finally, these two go head to head against the devil, and then he immediately tries to attack with this giant demon blob thing or whatever, but they disperse of this like with no problems at all. The first Wizard King showcasing that he has access to Mana Zone. Lich finally able to use actual techniques. Now, granted, he does not have a grimoire. He's only just using the one sword. But I feel like for sword magic users, being like him and Asta, even with their grimoires, I mean, I don't really know per se if it adds much to their fighting ability. Anyway, the devil is actually extremely like shocked that they were able to completely annihilate this blob thing that he had summoned. And getting into the fight, it's cool to see that Lumiere and Lich are like perfectly in sync. Like Lumiere is like throwing the swords, throwing the light magic. Lich is like absorbing it with is like absorbing it with his sword and then hitting him back. And Lumiere's light magic like blows the devil's like one arm off, which is still really crazy to see considering Asta and could literally only nick him. So he's league stronger than they are together. And then I'm not for sure how it's going to be in the official translation, but the devil notes that they are really fast and he can't react fast enough with word magic, which makes me think that, yeah, I mean, I guess they are moving around at like light speeds. The first Wizard King is obviously moving around at light speed. He's shown many light speed feats, and then Lich being able to keep up with him, that's definitely light speed. And then in the midst of him thinking, he gets completely impaled by Lumiere. But at the same time, it doesn't really matter because he used his demonic words to summon this trident and like blast Lumiere's arm off. And then he does compliment them for those two being able to fight him this well, but he's basically like, now that I have a body and a grimoire, he feels basically unstoppable. And that's when throws Asta back up to the devil and then they clash. It's important to note, I think, that I don't know if I mean, you guys probably noticed it, but Asta is in his demon form because we can kind of see a bit of his horn. And when he threw him, is not in his elf form. So I wonder, are there after effects of Spirit Dive that are just now taking effect? Like, is tapped? Because if you recall, he was in his Spirit Dive for a very very long time. So I wonder, is he like recovering from that, or is he just they just didn't put him in it just for the sake of it? And at this moment, it seems that Lumiere, Cersei, and Lich all have a realization because of Asta's anti magic. So I'm assuming this means that they have some sort of plan, and I honestly have no idea what this plan could be. Because it could be something cheesy along the lines of, oh, if you stab the devil with the sword, he's magic, so he'll just dissipate, or something super crazy to where like Lich needs Asta to work together with their swords to do something. I don't know. I literally have no idea what their plan could totally be. My main takeaways from this chapter are though is that the devil hasn't been really pressed this entire time. Like the entire time he has been shown, he's been pretty much just playing around. And then even with these two, even with Lich and Lumiere, he's definitely being he's definitely being pressured, but he still isn't worried. And at this point, I'm starting to wonder, is it that he actually feels this confident? Like, is he actually just this strong? Or is he just being overconfident? Because at this point, I'm starting to feel like he's just being overconfident. I don't know. I guess it's one of those things where it's like, I guess if Asta wasn't here, if it was just him versus Lumiere and Lich, he might actually beat both of them at the same time, which is really scary to think considering how powerful both of those two are. Outside of that, nothing really too crazy in this chapter outside of those couple showings and Lich coming back. It definitely felt short. Like I said in the beginning, it didn't feel that long to me. It really didn't. Really excited for next week. I can't wait to see what their plan is with anti-magic. Can't wait to see if is going to join into the fight as well. I'm assuming Partridge is going to have to join into the fight. I mean, they brought him all the way here. They would Tabata wouldn't have brought him here for nothing. He would have just had him be passed out when he turned back into a regular elf if he wasn't going to do anything. So definitely excited to see that. Let me know what you guys think about the chapter down below. If you guys have any theories, any comments, what do you guys think their plan is with the anti-magic sword? I'd love to hear that because I'm at a complete loss. Outside of that, I will catch you guys in my next video.